The person who expects little of someone does not wait for the outcome. They have already decided what the outcome will be. They do not realize they are not predicting failure. They are ensuring it. This is not about kindness or cruelty. It is about the quiet violence of certainty. The moment you decide what someone is capable of, you stop seeing them. You see only the version you have already constructed. The teacher who believes a student cannot learn does not teach. They perform a ritual of instruction that looks like teaching, but is actually a confirmation of their own belief. The words are the same, the tone is the same, the outcome is different. The student does not fail because they are incapable. They fail because the teacher has already failed them. This begins early. The child who is told they are not good at math does not suddenly become bad at math. They become the person who does not try. The parent who says, "You're just like your father," does not describe a trait. They assign a destiny. The child does not inherit the trait. They inherit the expectation. They grow into the shape of the verdict. This is not genetics, it is architecture. The mechanism is older than language. It is the same one that allows a predator to ignore the prey that does not fit the expected pattern. The lion does not chase the gazelle that moves like a bird. The expectation narrows the field of possibility. Humans do the same. The difference is that we apply it to each other. We do not just ignore the unexpected, we punish it. At work, the manager who expects mediocrity does not discover a mediocre employee. They create one. The employee who is given no responsibility does not develop responsibility. They develop the habit of waiting for instruction. The manager calls this confirmation of their judgment. It is not. It is the result of their own design. The employee is not lazy. They are following the rules of the system they were placed in. The system was built to produce exactly what it produces. In relationships, the person who expects betrayal does not wait for it to happen. They manufacture it. They interpret every action through the lens of their expectation. The partner who is late is not just late. They are avoiding. The partner who is quiet is not just quiet. They are hiding something. The expectation does not reveal the truth. It creates the conditions for the truth it expects. The relationship does not fail because of the betrayal. It fails because the expectation made betrayal inevitable. This is not a flaw in perception. It is a flaw in construction. The person who expects little does not see less. They see differently. They see the world as a place where their expectations are already true. The student who is told they are not smart does not suddenly become stupid. They become the person who does not ask questions. The employee who is told they are not leadership material does not suddenly become incapable. They become the person who does not volunteer. The partner who is told they are untrustworthy does not suddenly become deceitful. They become the person who hides. The most dangerous part is not the expectation itself. It is the way it becomes invisible. The teacher who expects little does not think they are doing anything wrong. They think they are being realistic. The manager who expects mediocrity does not think they are limiting their team. They think they are managing risk. The partner who expects betrayal does not think they are sabotaging the relationship. They think they are being cautious. The expectation is not a conscious choice, it is a reflex. It is the way the mind protects itself from surprise. This is why awareness rarely changes it. The person who recognizes the pattern does not suddenly stop. They apply the same mechanism to themselves. They expect to fail at changing. They expect to be the exception that proves the rule. They do not become free of the pattern. They become more sophisticated at justifying it. They say they are being self-aware. They say they are being honest. They say they are not deluding themselves. What they are doing is the same thing anyone else would do. They are not changing. They are refining the excuse. The intelligent person does not escape this. They dress it differently. They have better language for why they are not doing the thing. They say they are being strategic. They say they are waiting for the right moment. They say they are not ready. The vocabulary of self-improvement has given them a set of reasons to remain exactly where they are. The intelligence is in the service of the stillness. The high achiever has their own version. They do not expect little of themselves. They expect perfection. The moment they fall short, they do not see a mistake. They see confirmation of their own inadequacy. The expectation is not a motivator, it is a trap. The high achiever does not work harder to meet the standard. They work harder to avoid the shame of not meeting it. The work is not about growth, it is about punishment. The person who has read about this pattern has their own version. They do not apply it to themselves. They apply it to others. They see the mechanism everywhere but in the mirror. They say, that person is trapped in their own expectations, while delivering the same verdict to someone else. The awareness is not a tool for change. It is a weapon for judgment. The cost is not in the moment. It is in the accumulation. The student who is told they are not smart does not just fail one test. They fail to develop the habit of learning. The employee who is told they are not leadership material does not just miss one promotion. They miss the opportunity to develop the skills that would make them capable. The partner who is told they are untrustworthy does not just have one argument. They have a relationship built on suspicion. The cost is not just what they do not become, it is what they stop believing they can be. The student who is told they are not smart does not just stop trying. They stop believing they are capable of trying. The employee who is told they are not leadership material does not just stop applying for promotions. They stop seeing themselves as someone who could lead. The partner who is told they are untrustworthy does not just stop being open. They stop believing they deserve trust. This is the part that is hardest to see. The expectation does not just shape behavior, it shapes identity. The person who is told they are not smart does not just act stupid. They become the kind of person who does not ask questions. The person who is told they are not leadership material does not just avoid responsibility. They become the kind of person who waits for instruction. The person who is told they are untrustworthy does not just hide. They become the kind of person who expects betrayal. The most difficult observation is this: you cannot distinguish which parts of yourself are yours and which are imprints of someone else's belief. The student who blooms under high expectation does not suddenly become intelligent. They become the intelligent person their teacher required them to be. That is not empowerment. That is evidence that identity is borrowed property. You are a collection of verdicts you never agreed to, and you are delivering them to someone else right now. The person who becomes aware of this pattern does not suddenly break free. They become more careful. They become more selective about who they apply it to. They say they are being discerning. They say they are being realistic. They say they are not naive. What they are doing is the same thing anyone else would do. They are not changing. They are refining the justification. The rare exception is the person who does not just see the pattern. They see the cost. They do not just recognize the mechanism. They recognize what it has taken from them. They do not just understand the trap. They understand what they have lost to it. This is not a moment of enlightenment. It is a moment of grief. The person who grieves the cost does not suddenly become free. They become willing to pay attention to what they have been ignoring. This is not a call to optimism. It is a call to honesty. The expectation trap is not a mistake. It is a feature of the human mind. It is the way we make sense of the world. It is the way we protect ourselves from uncertainty. The problem is not that it exists. The problem is that we mistake it for reality. From outside the mechanism, what is most striking is not how often it fails people. It is how reliably it protects them from finding out. The person who expects little does not see the cost. They see the comfort. The person who expects betrayal does not see the damage. They see the safety. The expectation is not a prison, it is a refuge. The mind does not build traps, it builds shelters. The question is not how to escape. The question is what you are willing to leave behind. The person who leaves the shelter does not suddenly become fearless. They become willing to be uncomfortable. They do not suddenly see the world clearly. They become willing to see what they have been ignoring. This is not a transformation. It is a choice. The choice is not to stop expecting. The choice is to stop pretending the expectation is the truth. The next time you decide what someone is capable of, ask yourself this: are you describing them, or are you constructing them? The difference is not in the words, it is in the outcome. The person you expect to fail will not disappoint you. The person you expect to betray will not let you down. The person you expect to be mediocre will not surprise you. The expectation is not a prediction, it is a blueprint, and you are the architect.